Oh shit, we don't have a theme song.
Oh shit, you're right. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Like, do we have time to buy something?
No, we just have to riff.
We're gonna just riff it.
Oh shit, it's the Nostalgic Front, a podcast from Patrick and Ream. We like movies, TV, and games, junk food, juice boxes, forgotten things.
Oh wow, that was adequate.
Yeah, that was like pretty good.
Yeah, are we just gonna use it for every episode?
I think we should. I think we have to.
Thank you.
Clap, would you?
Your clap don't work?
Okay, hey listeners, watchers right now.
Viewers.
We don't know if this is going to work. This might be terrible. It might be just constantly zooming in.
Everything we do here is terrible.
Oh, this is the worst goddamn podcast. But we found this fucking camera. Friend of the show, fan of the show. Gideon Hambread had it.
Gideon Hambread.
I thought they lost all their good players. And so I had it, so I thought we'd try this out. We got our fantastic guest here. John, go ahead. He's not on the podcast yet, so you guys don't know it yet. But fantastic. So he's going to be here. And then we might not do nothing with this. I might be talking to myself. But you are ready to start the show?
Thank you.
Oh, you're just going to have like a good behind the scenes. This is what the show is. This is what the podcast is like. So you ready?
Yeah. You want me to do it?
Oh, no. We'll probably do it the same way we always do. Ooh, look at this pin. I didn't even realize it was there. Okay. Thank you for listening to The Nostalgic Front. I'm your host, Patrick Hasty.
And I am Brandon Ream.
How's it going, Brandon?
It's going pretty fucking great.
Yeah. How else would you describe that?
Like what?
Fantastic. Fun.
It's always fantastic, man.
It is.
Every day I'm living is the most fantastic day of my life.
That's beautiful. Have you said that before?
No.
You should write that down. That's
I did.
Yeah,
well, I used to say it's the best day of my life.
Best day of my life?
Because it's all about being present, you know?
The best part of
even though we run a podcast about nostalgia shit, you know, it's still all about
you want to be present.
Living in the moment. You can live in the moment and watch fucking He-Man.
You sure as fuck can. That is true as hell. That's the best part. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. We know that. Mm-hmm. So that's fun. What have you been up to? You been up to any old shit?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got going on? Or maybe some old shit that's new again.
I've been listening to that Prophets of Rage.
The album.
Yeah. It's a fun goddamn album. If you grew up in the 90s listening to a lot of that, for those that are not inclined,
if you don't know.
And for some of those that are reclined, like really...
like sitting back in a chair.
Yeah, that are just really
just listening to the podcast, whacking their cocks off. That's what they're doing.
Prophets of Rage is a fun little album made by the former members of Rage Against the Machine / Audio Slave.
Yeah.
You know, minus Zach.
I haven't liked Rage Against the Machine ever since Zach Galifianakis quit.
They've gotten together a few times.
I know. And then plus Chris Cornell. I mean, gosh, he's gone now.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Show him how to live. But anyways, it's the Rage Boys with Public Enemy and Cypress Hill
on
the front of it.
So hey, are you
and
being
both
real?
Of those, if I could be real for a second, hits from the bong.
Dang. I want to be a rock superstar.
Pack it, power it up, come along and take a hit from the bong. Put the blunt down just for a second. Don't get me wrong, it's not a new method. Inhale, exhale. I just got an ounce in the mail. I like a blunt or a big fat cone, but the double barrel bong is getting me stoned. What?
Who sent him some weed in the mail? That's a good friend.
Yeah.
It's probably some friend in Denver, I guess.
UPS guy is my favorite.
United Pot Smokers. That's what that is, right?
The FedEx guy is my favorite drug dealer.
Yeah?
He doesn't even know it.
Not my van. Not my company.
But anyways.
FedEx still supporting NRA as of the recording of this episode, so no, not for me.
Considering both... Public Enemy had some good metal crossover with Anthrax back in the day.
What I think is great is that the Rock Superstar, that song, now Come Fruit, it's like The Secret. He said he wanted to be a rock superstar, live large, now he's in a rock band.
Well, they'd already done the Judgment Night soundtrack.
I'm saying that now he's legit in the band, though. Like, he's with the Rockers.
They do it.
He's got Brad. That's one of the members.
They got a lot of fun live shit, too, that they do.
Yeah?
Where they do, like, just fun covers of, like... Here Comes the Noise and like Killing in the Name of.
Plus
it's very politicized, so it's like relevant.
Good time right now, yeah.
You know, it gets you angry at the system. So I'm just saying it's
all
that stuff
system?
you might have loved Nintendo, but all that's which those pins they don't work right.
You gotta blow in them.
Yeah. It's like I'm angry at the system.
Oh, some weird guitar stuff, and then I'm blowing into that.
But it's goddamn fun.
It is goddamn fun.
It reminds me of
matters.
all of that 90s shit. All those bands.
All those bands, yeah.
You mush them
The music
together.
is great. We've been listening to it.
It's like realized. It's like Judgment Night, the soundtrack.
The
album.
That's fantastic. I've been listening to a bunch of I'm watching, not listening to, I guess, but I listened to it at night. Animaniacs. I'm back on a kick of Animaniacs again. It's very good. What do you think I was going to say? ER? I've been watching a lot of ER. It's a good show. Oh boy.
I didn't even say it.
The cast is changing. The cast is re-changing. Long is John Carter. He's gone.
I got that guy from RoboCop in it, though, right?
Which one? Oh, yeah. Well, not anymore. A fucking helicopter fell on him. Spoiler. Yeah. That's the guy I was talking about a couple weeks ago.
Helicopters don't have spoilers.
Boy, I like that we can just do the same jokes and it doesn't matter. But yeah.
That's what comedy is.
Animaniacs has been
You do the
great.
same jokes over and over, and ultimately it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, nothing matters. You know what does matter, though? This goddamn podcast. All of you out there.
And our listeners.
Our listeners are.
And our advertisers.
And our advertisers. Ooh, that sounds like a good lead-in for a commercial break. You want to go to break and then bring in our fantastic guest for the day?
Break me off a piece of that advertisement.
Okay, now if you're watching this is the part where, like, usually if you're listening only, you just hear a commercial. Well, really, we just sit in the room. We say, "Hey, John, that's what the show's like."
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
I like it a lot.
It's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna bring you in a second, and then we talk for a second, and then we're gonna bring you in by your credits.
Sure.
No, like I said, we'll go for about an hour, 15, hour 30. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, we'll do some plugs and stuff like that. Sound
Cool.
good? Cool. All right. Well, and we're back. Ooh, what a great commercial.
Rebecca.
Who's Rebecca?
The other lady from Cheers.
It's Friday. Remember her? Rebecca Black?
And Rebecca.
Ooh, that's my new podcast. It's all about that hot bear from Tailspin. Was she a bear? Remember Tailspin?
She was a babe.
She was a babe, but she was some sort of an animal, which is why my rod was confused
she was a bear.
by it.
She was a bear.
Yeah. She was a cougar, I'll tell you that.
She was barely getting by as a single mother, too.
I know, but luckily, in comes Baloo. Now, Baloo was a bear.
Yeah.
So they could fuck.
No, he didn't have any balls.
Oh, he didn't have balls?
He didn't have blue balls.
He's got those bear necessities.
Didn't you see him? He walking around with fucking no pants on?
You know, I bet really fucked on Tailspin.
Cousin Louie?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But I was thinking of
He did a lot of coke, too.
The dude the dude that fixed the planes. What was his name? Remember?
Wildcat.
Wildcat, yeah. That fucker threw his cum around.
Yeah.
He's either meeting girls at the bar. He's at the Uncle Louie's bar. He's picking up whatever trash he can find. That's not they're not women. They're like, bears.
Wildcat never made it to Uncle Louie's bar.
I'm sure he went there at night. We don't see what he's doing. We don't see what he's doing when he's off hours. He fixes the plane for 5 minutes and goes and fucks something, It doesn't matter. Boy, girl, animal, mineral, vegetable, whatever. He throws his sperm in an eggplant.
Whoa, man.
Maybe.
Whoa, man.
We have a great guest today on the show. Speaking of throwing your sperm in an eggplant, he is a fantastic stand-up comedian.
He
among most things. He also, listeners, if you're fans of the Brain Machine Comedy Podcast Network, or whatever the fuck we call it, he is the producer on both Morning Coffee, friend of the show, fan of the show, Real and NFer, Chris Calgero's podcast. He's also a producer on a great podcast that's called How to Produce Live Comedy. So he's the producer on the show about producing comedy. I mean, that's just a whole bunch of fun stuff. And also he runs a great show called You'll Have Fun, which is the first and third Wednesday at Revision. Always a good time. You should definitely check that out if you're in the New York area. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our guest today, John Rosenberger. Come on. Oh, look at that. Clapping. Lots of
for myself.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I love that death on ER. It's it's my second favorite television death.
Ream, check out. Well, our fans, you're the NFers. Half of that is ER. So I've been watching the show, and I started from the beginning, and I never watched it in the 90s. And so I keep telling people I'm watching ER, and people kept coming to me and being like, oh, that helicopter thing. But then every season there's helicopter things, and so you don't know. But now I've seen it. And that fucker falls on him, and he screams, too.
He lets
scary.
A real blood-curdling scream.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Was it more blood curdling than the scream he let out when he got covered in toxic gas?
It is very, what do you call it? Like
similar, reminiscent.
Similar, yeah. You're like, oh no, I'm watching this guy die a lot. John, where are you from? Where you kick up? Where you start out at?
Well, I'm from originally Western Massachusetts.
Western Massachusetts. What is that now? Not Boston?
It's
Western.
It's the other side of it.
That's
it's like almost to Albany.
That's where all those
100% not Boston.
where all the cowboys are.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I should have been a cowboy.
Yeah.
Learn to rope and ride, wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. This is a fun podcast where in the first couple minutes you're fucking doing Cypress Hill, and then later on I'm doing Toby Keith. What a show. What a show.
That was peak Keith, too.
Oh, yeah. My middle name is Keith. Some say my name peaks at Keith. What's your middle name, Breen? Hal?
Hal.
What do you got, John? You got a middle name in there?
Yeah, Braley.
Braley?
That's my mom's maiden name.
That's a fucking wild one.
Yeah.
John?
It's weird when they give those maiden names for like other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Toll.
Toll McGrain,
mom's-
friend of the show?
Yeah. He's named after a family maiden name.
Yeah?
Like his grandma Toll.
Oh.
And then that's
I thought
his
he was
first name.
named after the
And
Jersey
that's why-
Turnpike.
And that's why nobody's got Toll as a name.
Oh, weird. That's why, that makes sense. Brayley, you ever think of naming your kid Brayley?
No.
I got a nephew. I almost said son. What if 42 episodes in I dropped that I have children? No, I have a nephew named Brodin. Because when he was being born, I was really into Kevin Smith movies, and I told my sister, she's like trying to find a name, and I said Brody. That's a good movie, and I was like 19 or whatever, and so my sister's like Brody, I like that as a name,
Now-
and then she watched Mallrats and fucking hated Brody, and she's like, we're not calling him that, so she changed it to Brodin because they were
enough.
committed.
Brody fucking
So,
sucks. By the way,
the character or the name?
the character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But,
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
So I assume you were probably into the View Askew verse back in the day.
Why would
right?
you assume that? What about
Yeah,
him? What do you
well,
think?
I don't know.
The
Just
George.
Interesting. Is it the hockey jersey?
Yeah. Oh, this is a fun show. Fun show. Listeners from last week are going to love that.
I don't know, just our age range and I don't
Wes,
know.
you living up on the East Coast, so you got to go down there to the secret stash and buy your books and your pot and you
Yeah, I
smoke
just
it and you
figured
drink
if
it.
you're East Coast and like
You like hockey at all?
35-ish,
I do.
And
It's
you
my
like-
favorite sport.
Yeah, it is. You ever play hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, what were you? Sweep?
That's
a
sweep.
that's a soccer
thing.
term,
I was
yeah,
a
right?
defenseman.
Defenseman. Oh,
Yeah.
you go check some fucker. Were you the Bash brother? You and a friend just go out there and cause crime in
Well,
the
I didn't
streets?
have a
but
lot
then-
of friends, but so
fuck.
I was a.
you have your
a
teammates.
Bash brother of one.
You know what they say about team together? Everybody achieves more. That's
Oh yeah,
true. Yeah.
I was a salesman for a while, and they used to have that printed on the wall.
Oh,
of
did
the
they
office
really?
When you
Oh,
walk in.
that's fucking great. What are some other salesman thing? You know about KISS? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
The
you
four
mean-
P's: product
I thought-
placement, production, and price.
I thought KISS stand for Knights in Satan's Service.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
That would be
does.
hilarious to walk into an office and it just says "KISS" on the wall in that shitty office font, but it says "Knights in Satan's
Yeah.
Service."
And then
That'd be
below
fun.
it says Antichrist Devil Child.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AC/DC. Oh yeah, that's fun.
A big one was Feel Felt Found.
Ooh, I don't know that.
So
Explain
if
it.
you talk to somebody and they have a complaint,
Yeah.
you say, "I understand how you feel.
yeah.
Other people have felt the same way, but what they found is
I like
with
that.
this
What did
new-
you sell?
I sold phone systems.
Phone systems. What does that mean? Like for like an
Like
office
if you go to
cell phone
office
system?
and
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
yeah.
like
Dial
all of-
9 to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I sold. I worked at a terrible place that sold T-Mobile products.
Oh.
And I would sell them to like stores that sold. You know what I mean? So I wasn't selling to customers. I was selling to businesses that sold T-Mobile products. So it was a lot of stuff like that where I'm like, listen, brother, I got this new Samsung phone in, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be the biggest phone of the year.
Yeah.
So you could buy. Here's what you could do: you buy 5 from me today, or you buy 20 from me today, and I don't have to fucking call you for a year.
Right.
And you're gonna sell them all, and they'd be like, all right. And then I get a big ass commission off 20 fucking cell phones that I sell. You know, fantastic.
I was very good at convincing people they didn't need phone services,
Talk
Oh,
about
that's
or they
really
needed phone services.
You're like landlines, the future. We're
Exactly,
done. Yeah.
landline's the way of the future.
Like Patrick.
I know that you're a small pizza place, but
Yeah.
you know, think
Bad
about how
service.
much money you're going to save with these 6 phone lines.
You got that brick oven pizza in there. You know what bricks do? They just kill that cell
Yeah,
service. you know?
exactly.
cell phones, more like cell phones.
Oh, that's
Oh.
fun. You were big onto selling phones. You sold the cell.
I'd-
You didn't sell. Oh, okay, you guys.
I sold
everybody
landlines.
Understand what I was saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but when you were a little baby boy, though, you're growing
Cell
up there.
phones, that's where you make your one phone call, right?
The cell phones in the jails. Yeah.
Cell phones are all collect.
Okay? So you're a little kid. You're growing up. What's your hometown?
Western Mass.
Western Mass.
West Stockbridge, right outside of Pittsfield.
West. Right outside of Pittsfield. I never heard of it.
Make
West
up your
Stockfield.
mind. Is it a pit or is it a field?
Yeah. What is the name of Pittsfield? Okay, so you're growing up. What do you got? You live in a city? You live in a farm? You live in the woods?
I live in a small town that's kind of the woods.
Cool.
Pittsfield was our big city, and even that, as our big city, is maybe
Yeah.
25,000
Oh, for sure.
people.
I just heard about it. I learned about it for the first time about
Yeah.
30 seconds ago.
Did
so
it have
it's
a
not-
Walmart?
It got a Walmart after I had moved to New York.
Yes.
Where'd you go to get the toys? Then what was it?
Toys are
Benjamin Franklin?
KB Toys.
KB
Oh,
Toys is a good.
yeah.
That's a good toy store.
I
That's
fucking
for
loved.
sure. Yeah.
I loved KB because they were all set up the exact same way.
Yeah.
So no matter where you were at, if you saw a KB toy store, center aisle action figures.
You know what's fucked up,
behind
though?
the register, video games. They always had one of my favorite things about KB Toy Store was the up front thing that had like all the mechanical
the little doggy that would do the things, the flips, and
the fishing game where they go around in circles and you'd have to like stick the magnet on there.
Oh yeah,
you know what's
maybe one of the raccoon tails inside of a chip bag.
You know what's kind of problematic though? I was googling once. You know what KB stood for, right?
No.
Kill Brazilians. They were very anti-Brazilian, the company.
Really?
I don't think so.
That's funny,
I
would
right?
love that if
Wouldn't
that
it be
were
funny?
the truth.
Everybody's like, shit. Like, I mean, I still really like their toys, but I mean, I'm pro-Brazilian.
I'm boycotting.
Yeah.
KB Toy Stores.
Yeah, let's boycott them right now. That's
Okay.
who do we hate? The NRA, the KB Toy Stores. Are they still around? KB still going strong?
No,
I don't think so.
Did they now?
I
You know
don't
what?
think anything like Spencer's is still a thing, but for the most
What
part,
about Gadzooks?
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, Spencer's is definitely a thing because remember that
They have it at Jordan Creek.
if you're nostalgic for the, or I don't know if you've been, if you ever, you're like us, you get nostalgic for better times, early 2000s, 9/11 just happened, we're feeling fresh and horny. Go into a Spencer's Gift because it is always 2002 in Spencer's Gift. Yeah. It might even be 2001. They might not even have heard about the
Other
towers
than the
and
fact
Spencer's.
that it's full of like whatever the hot new merch thing that they're making.
But
too
they've got a
much of.
lot of like that rap metal stuff going on.
Yeah, but it's also like buy this Walking Dead and Rick and Morty shit. Please.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. Did you have a lot of? Were you a big T-shirt kid? You got a lot of funny T-shirts?
No.
You seem like you might be a. Funny
I was a
t-shirt
big
kid.
T-shirt kid growing up.
Yeah.
XLs the entire
Extra
time.
larges the whole time. Yeah. So what was? I'm interested. What was your dress? What was your outfits? I always assumed you were like a funny T-shirt. Like I could see you walking down the hall of my school wearing a shirt that says "Who farted?" and then everybody's like, "Fucking Johnny rules," you know?
Oh no, I was always just like a sports tee kind of guy.
Okay,
so like
you're rocking the Rangers
local
gear.
teams,
Ooh, what was your high school's mascot?
the Fighting Gentlemen.
What the fuck? That's one of the best.
Yeah.
The Fighting Gentlemen.
Yeah.
What about? Were they the Lady Fighting Gentlemen?
No, I went to an all boys school.
Oh, whoa. Ooh, that's gotta be rough.
Okay.
Just throwing your sperm at whatever you can figure out when you go to the mall. You go to the KB and you see a girl and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there it goes. Oh, shit. So you all boys school. I have no concept of an all boys school. I've never went to one. I don't know anybody that went to one. What was it like?
Well, it was very intense because it was all boys boarding school.
Sounds like a bunch of gentlemen, though. That's
Oh yeah.
Fighting gentlemen.
Fighting
Fighting
gentlemen. Oh
gentlemen.
boy, yeah, I guess you're right.
Well,
Them's fighting gentlemen
we were 50% of that name.
Oh yeah, for
Not
sure.
the gentleman
yeah,
part.
Yeah. You getting a lot of fist fights as a boy?
A few.
Sure, you bloody those knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Tell somebody the right.
Yeah, they're all scarred up. So
Somebody hollers out, "Kill all the Brazilians," and then you got to go fight for your buddies, the Brazilians.
I'm like, I'll support the toy store, but not the sentiment.
Not this, I'm not on board with the.
So did the Fighting Gentlemen, they have a hockey team?
Yeah.
Cool, and that was you, the sweeper.
Yeah, the sweeper.
Yeah, the defensive.
That's what comes out in between periods, right?
Yeah, you know what comes out in between periods?
Jizz.
Blood and jizz and whatever you want it to be. I'm sorry. This is not what I wanted it to be like. Did you? Okay, so you're a kid. Who was your teams when you were growing up? You're not. I'm not talking local. I mean, of course.
I was
you
a Mets fan because the team that's now the Brooklyn Cyclones
Yeah.
used to be the Pittsfield Mets.
Oh, cool. Like their minor league team.
They're the single A team for
Single
the New
A.
York.
Yeah.
Those
the Mets.
Cyclones have been through a lot of ups and downs over the years.
Yeah.
They're named after a roller coaster.
Oh, see, I would have gone with it's been a whirlwind season.
Oh yeah.
But they kept it on track the entire time.
That's true.
You guys had fun with that. That's cool.
It was.
The Rangers, obviously.
New York Rangers.
New York Rangers. New York
Nolan
Knicks.
New York Knicks. You a big Knicks fan, huh?
I was
yeah.
I was big into those 90s Knicks.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Patrick
too.
Ewing.
Yeah.
Who else was on there?
Charles Oakley.
Allen
Anthony
Houston.
Mason.
Oh,
He
yeah.
gets referenced in a frickin' Beastie Boys song.
Oh,
John Starks.
John Starks.
Played basketball.
Wasn't he on the
Cedar
Best Damn
Rapids.
Sports Show, period, too? John Starks, am I wrong?
Sally,
Might be mixing
maybe.
him up with
John
somebody else.
Sally is on.
Sally, that's what I'm thinking of.
John
yeah.
Starks, weirdly enough, is on Sam Morrill's
On the
MSG show.
MSG show. Oh, that's
John
fun.
Starks, pretty good in NBA Jam.
Yeah, definitely.
Great outside game, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you play basketball ever?
No, because it happened at the same time as hockey.
For sure, yeah. Well, you'd be so long getting those skates off, getting those sneakers on. Everybody be like, we're waiting on John. You go out there and you're checking people.
Still got my shoulder pads on underneath the jersey.
I wish I have you ever played hockey like where you lace up?
No,
like, really?
I only played like street hockey.
Me too. Like roller hockey?
Not even roller.
Oh, no.
Just like running around and
I played roller hockey. I was on the Rink Rats. That was the name of our team. And,
what an unfortunate name.
everybody was. Well, it was in a skating rink, and everybody
Should
was
be more
skater.
gentlemanly.
We're the Rink Rat gentlemen. But I played a little bit of that. But I was never. I mean, I was an okay rollerblader. I was never. I wasn't brink or anything like that. But I would rollerblade a fair amount. So when I got into hockey, I loved it.
Yeah.
But I've only skated on ice once in my life.
The only sport I ever did in skates was the limbo.
Oh yeah. Well, how low did you go?
Pretty low.
Is it true they called you a limbo bimbo? Wasn't that your nickname? When you're out there?
Just in high school. Good bread, by the way.
You know what I think?
Yeah, very good
If
bread.
I was out there doing the limbo, and I'm like, you go back, you do it, right? I'm like, why am I focusing on doing this? Doesn't do it. Why don't I focus on going the other way? See if I can suck my rod. See if I get my rod right in my goddamn mouth. I mean, it'd be weird when you're on the ice and you're out there trying to get your dick in your mouth. But later on, everybody would be like, well, fucking Patrick figured it out. That's all I want. You ever get your dick in your mouth? Let me ask you that.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought we were talking about Kevin
still,
Smith earlier.
That's true.
Yeah.
Still play any hockey these days then?
It's too expensive to play in New York, really.
You like the rec leagues?
Rec leagues are like the cheapest rec league you'll find is probably like $750, $800 for the season.
Well, you gotta get.
Damn,
And is that just the league? Is that counting all the equipment you got to get?
No, that's just league fees.
Yeah.
Because that's ice. There's like 3 rinks in New York City.
What about this? What if me and you go down to Prospect Park one of these days and really just like wait till the lake freezes all up, and then we go out there and try some shit? You think the Ducks are going to get pissed or what? Not the
I think
Miners.
the Ducks.
Anaheim.
I'm not talking about Anaheim. I'm talking about the Quack Quackers out there on the fucking ice.
Well, I mean, they should have flown south at that point.
that's
So,
so sad.
probably if they're there,
I'm sure we gauge it wrong. We die. We both fall in the
Mm-hmm.
water, and I'm not going to be able to swim with those skates on. Hell, I've only been on the ice once.
Right. So, what's your favorite hockey movie then?
My favorite hockey movie.
You got a lot of good ones.
Yeah, there was
out
a lot of a good hockey movie.
Oh boy, that's a tough question. Because I like Goon a lot, but Goon
Goon
is
is
a
great.
relatively
Newer
new.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine, though.
That's
It's
good.
fine.
That counts.
I like Miracle. I think
Miracle's
is a
great.
wonderful film.
Kurt Russell. Oh,
Yeah,
love
he's
him.
great.
Obviously, Slapshot is a great movie.
Slapshot's great. Everybody loves Slapshot.
And
Paul
then
Newman.
Mystery Alaska. Have you guys ever seen
Mystery Alaska's great.
Yeah.
I saw it on a date. I fingered a lady during Mystery. Not a lady, a girl
Why,
my
did she
age.
cut you off on the way to the
Yeah, I
theater?
said, "Hey, get out of here, asshole!" No, I did. I fingered a lady with my fingers right there in
Nice.
Mystery Alaska, and then got it away early. First act, the inciting incident. We all know what that was. And then I watched the rest of the movie. And I fucking cried. Russell Crowe out there making my heartstrings. What about the Ducks? Are you big into Mighty Ducks?
I'm very big into Mighty Ducks. I got into a fist fight over the Mighty Ducks once.
No
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What happened?
We were arguing over whether or not we felt like D3 was an accurate representation of how school
Hockey one? Ooh.
Well, also my
Oh, yeah,
biggest
that's really
biggest bone of contention has always been that the Mighty Ducks won the Minnesota State championship.
Yeah.
Then they won the Goodwill games.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "You're going to be the junior varsity
I agree
team
100%.
at this boarding school."
Yeah.
100%. I see that so
I
much.
thought that was pretty lame.
Also, the idea that what's his name, Adam Banks was being the one that was like being able to be moved up when
Yeah.
it's like the whole time it's like we know we can't count on Banks.
Yeah.
He's a cake eater. From what is it, Eaton Hills, whatever. Ugh.
Yeah.
I like that kid.
You liked Adam
They
Banks?
only had the cake eater kid. They
That's-
only had him
yeah.
in the first one.
No, Adam Banks is what they call a cake eater. 'Cause
No,
he's
the
from,
The kid that calls him
Oh,
a
the
cake
kid that
eater.
calls him
the
it. Yeah,
entire
yeah.
time.
Hey, sit down. You don't need to be screaming at me right
Dude, we are.
now. Chuck, nobody knows that. Listeners definitely don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they do. I don't remember. I can't remember how we set it up. Maybe if you donate some
I'm-
money, you'll be watching this episode. I
I'm
don't
curious, being a big hockey fan that you are. One of my biggest introductions to just hockey in general
I know what you're
from
gonna
back
say.
in the day is arguably one of the greatest video games ever made. Did you play much of like the EA NHL series or NHL
yes.
PA?
Yeah. Like in-
NHL 94.
Pretty good. Would you make their head bleed?
That was 95.
95.
Well, fuck you, man. Making me look like an idiot about that.
You're the one just spouting off.
I 100% thought you were going to say Wayne Gretzky's Hockey 98. That's my favorite
They took
hockey
the
video
blood
game
out.
of all time.
I like Brett Hull hockey.
Well, you know what happens once you take the blood out? The period ends. You didn't know where it was going to go.
Fucking tell that joke one more time.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. That way, then we'll call you Hat Trick Hasty.
Oh, for sure. I didn't know you
gotcha.
were pranking me. I thought you had something fun happening.
No.
I just got reamed. Okay, you...
Is Wayne Gretzky hockey, is that the one where the goalies could turn into literal walls?
Yeah. Well, it would be like it was like it had an arcade mode where like
More
cool shit
fun,
like that would happen.
Anybody play Mutant League hockey?
No.
Oh, Mutant League was great. Yeah, we've talked about
Man,
that. That was really fun.
great. It's like you could like turn the puck into like an explosion or an explosive device, and it's like trolls versus like skeletons
Yeah,
and
yeah,
super.
yeah.
It's Mutant League football,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but hockey.
But
hockey.
Yeah, and it's on the EA engine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What I loved about Wayne Gretzky Hockey 98 for N64 was that it was side game, and nobody liked it that way. But then I found out you could just change the camera angle, so you could be above, and it's so fucking fun. And I
that
played it
sounds
a
so
lot.
much better.
And then they had was it Nagano? What was the Olympics in like '99?
Nagano,
maybe.
probably.
They came out with a.
I'm not gonna know.
They came out with an N64 Olympics game that was all different events, but the hockey in it was the same engine as Wayne Gretzky, so I fucking crushed
awesome.
on
One
it.
of the best hockey video games ever, in my estimation, is you ever play Blades of Steel?
Yeah.
Oh, forgot about that.
By,
yeah.
Konami too. It's
God bless you.
It holds up really well, and it's arguably the first fighting game on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Sure, yeah.
Because a big part of it, you get the side fights
Yeah.
on there. And it holds up pretty well. And what's cool is in between periods, every once in a while you get to play Grady.
Blood.
There's the hat trick.
3 in a row, baby.
That joke should have
You know,
been
I used to
that
sell-
joke should have been a one-timer if you ask me.
Power play. I'm gonna sit on the bench. You know, I used to sell merch that was they were little. You don't know this about me, John. We didn't know each other back in Iowa. I used to sell merch that were nipple pasties for women to put on their boobs, and they had pictures of it of dudes pulling rabbits out of the hat, and I called them Patrick Hasey's hat trick pasties.
That's great.
Thanks,
That's
man.
amazing.
Right? That's a good time to ham fist that joke in, right?
Well,
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think maybe that should have been in last week's episode where we just kept setting each other up for old jokes. Remember?
Yeah,
that
that's
was a
what
good
we
one.
do. That's
all this
the
show
entire
is.
reason we made the podcast.
Now, did you ever watch Barney when you were a kid? Just kidding. What? I'm just setting him up for his biggest bit now. Listeners, you're gonna love it. Did you? Okay, so I got to get on this. Who was your hockey fan or hockey team players? Then what do you got? Messier was here, like your boy.
Well, Messier was probably number 2.
Sure.
Richter's number 1. Richter,
Oh,
the
Andy
goal to-
loved him.
And
Controlled the
Gretzky was
universe.
99.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
he did. He controlled the universe. He had quadruplet.
He
right?
did.
Or
He did.
quintuplets.
Quintuplets. He was a PI for a while. Changed his name to Barker.
Play much NHL hits.
No. What is NHL hits?
It's like the NBA Jam version
Of,
or the NFL Blitz.
Oh yeah,
Hockey.
I do like once they got to the NHL, like for the Xbox, once they started like, it was like almost their Madden, their EA version. I like those, like NHL. Maybe
They've never made a bad EA NHL game.
No, I think it might have been like 2005 or 6 is Mario Lemieux on the cover, and it's great. It's a really good one.
Did you know that NHL 2014 has NHL 94 on it?
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yes, I did.
Do you like go into a room and you see like a Sega and then you can play it or something? Like
No,
in
you can
Animal
just
Crossing?
activate it. Like,
Oh, that's
and what
really
you
fun.
can do is you can play either NHL 94 or you can play with current players in NHL 94 format.
Oh, that's
cool.
fun. I like that. You
Yeah.
don't even have to download shit like you always tell me to do.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so these ROMs. I wish I knew my way around.
Who are you talking about?
the
Chicago
internet.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel?
But these like
Blackhawks. I don't know.
What about Blackhawks?
That's what EB stood for.
But they got all these ROMs of all these classic video games like updated. I've been seeing. I don't know if you played much No Mercy back in the day.
Yes.
Was that the Uncle Jesse game? No, the Uncle Jesse game was
No,
Have
Have
Mercy.
Mercy.
Have
Yeah,
Mercy.
WWE. Have mercy.
It's just him hitting people with fucking chairs the whole time.
But they like have hundreds of like modern ROMs
Yeah.
of that where like people have hacked in, so they actually have like the faces of like New Japan on there, and
Yeah.
like and they have a goddamn Bullet Club T-shirt
New-
on.
didn't he have cat scratch fever? Ted New Japan.
Jesus Christ.
This is what this show is, John.
I'm
We're not here. I know on your podcast you guys like to get in the minutia of comedy or maybe talk about the saddest point in somebody's life. But what we do is we talk about cum and we make jokes. Okay.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now we talk
He's a
about hockey.
Johnny Come Lately right here.
Yeah, that's right.
If at all.
Yeah. Johnny come early. That's Patrick comes often.
Yeah.
Okay? So because I was a big, still am, Penguins fan. Loved
Okay.
them. And especially that era, the '90s. Penguins, you got Lemieux and Ron Francis and all those guys.
Yeah, we had a lot of crossover because we both had Kovalev.
Yep, for sure.
We both had Luke Robitaille.
And then another. Who's the? There's one other. Wait, Yager went to the.
Yager went to the Rangers.
Yeah.
Peter Nedved was on both
Nedved?
teams.
Oh fuck, I forgot about Peter Nedved. All those
Ulf Samuelson, all the big.
Oh boy, who was his brother?
Gel.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's the era of like. It's like one of those things. Like when you only know the NBA because you played NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Like I know so much about that era of hockey
That's
just
me
because
with,
of the Wayne Gretzky
mid
game.
to late '90s NHL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
so
I know
funny.
all those guys. Luke Robitaille wound up on the Bees.
Who was what's his name? The dude that was on the Coyotes. That was really Peter
Wiley?
Fuck, maybe. Noah Wiley, that's it. Dr. John Carter from ER. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
the show. But
my
they go to
God.
Rangers, or no, they go to Blackhawks.
They go to Blackhawks
Yeah, they
games.
What
do.
about Blackhawks?
What a fun show. This thing sucks. I don't know why you're listening to this, or if you're watching at home, which would be fun. Hey, by
They're
the
pretty
way,
big, aren't they?
by the way, Leif, how's it going?
Fine, Patrick. How are you?
Oh boy, that's great. Do you know Leif, the other
I
producer
do.
on this
Yes.
fucking network? I don't know. I don't know how good you do on your shows, how good at producing you do, but you can't do any worse than that. Leif, he sits over there all day, does his goddamn drugs. He sits over there doing shit. It's
He's just
terrible.
producing a buzz right now.
Yeah, producing a high. Okay, so here's what I want to ask you.
Sure.
You're growing up, you're a little kid, you're playing hockey, you're blooding your knuckles, you got all these dudes. Now, when you go to a boys' school, is there like a girls' school near you that you would do dances and like
Yeah,
crossover?
we
stuff?
had. Well,
But
like,
now it was across the lake, I assume, right? And there's probably hijinks. That's what I assume, you know?
it's over
Well,
the
you can't say
mountain.
that on a podcast.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay, we're not doing that old of a joke.
It was they were like community events. So like
Sure.
one school would host like if it was a boys' school, they would host like 4 girls' schools and 3 other boys' schools.
Oh,
And, like,
okay. Oh, that sounds like a goddamn mess.
Yeah, it was a
Did you
nightmare.
was there a lot of like so how close were these girls to you, like location wise, when you grew up with them? So like could you have a girlfriend? Because my concept of the idea of not seeing a girl every day at school, I don't know how you would date.
I mean, the closest thing you would have to having a girlfriend would be like you would have a girl that you would see at all the dances, which is like once a month or something like that. And then if you were lucky, you by the time I got sent to boarding school, my family had moved to New York City.
Oh.
So if you got lucky, then the girl also lives in the same city as you. So when you're home for like winter and summer,
They
breaks
come
and
over
stuff-
and you just
yeah, exactly.
take off their
How
socks
many-
and look at
after,
their feet.
After how many years at boarding school are you able to surf?
That's such a good joke, and
It
I did
is.
not see
I
it
love
coming.
it. I love it.
I didn't. Okay, so let me. Okay, so maybe I'm a little confused, but so the school you went to when you guys were the Fine Young Gentlemen or whatever the fuck you were called, fantastic comedy group out of Denver, Colorado, as a matter of fact.
I was thinking of Fine Young Cannibals.
Oh well, also a fantastic comedy group. Where are they out of?
I don't know.
Borshewicz, Brazil, I think.
I don't know, but I heard they drive
Kill 'em,
Miss
though.
Daisy.
They do. Was that? Is the Weird Al ever do that?
No, but
That is a
That
missed
fucker,
opportunity.
Yeah, he
No.
dropped the ball there.
some like funny bone type guy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Because I had that. It's one of those like. Oh,
What is Funny Bone?
Funny Bone. It's a
It's a
chain of comedy
chain
clubs in the Midwest.
slash restaurant.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I had, you know, when you post that tweet and you're like, "Oh, this is doing so good."
Yeah.
man,
And then somebody's
and
like,
then somebody's like,
excuse me.
Excuse me, 1992. This guy posted a video of him doing the.
It's a real
Yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
technological pioneer posting videos in '92.
I still to this day my favorite one of those is the one that's the classic a little ditty about Shaq and Roseanne. He's a basketball player. She's a big woman. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Hey, Weird Al, you want that? You come fucking talk to my lawyer.
I always do. You really got me, but it's he's really gonna be. He's really.
Oh, that's
it's
really
like,
fun.
Girl, you're really
got
Gumby
me
now.
now.
You're Gumby, so I don't know where I'm going. You're really Gumby.
You're really Gumby. That's great.
Yeah.
I also loved, well, you know, I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I can see all the popsicles in my way.
I like that.
That's
man.
pretty good.
Favorite popsicle flavor?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead. Shoot. What
Orange.
do we got? Orange.
Mm.
Is that your favorite? Are you an orange across the board?
Orange.
Like if you're going to grab a fruit, you're going to grab an orange, you're going to
If
grab
I'm going to
is
grab
my
a
number-
fruit, I'm going to grab an orange.
Me too. Mandarin, you ever fuck with those mandarin oranges? They peel real easy.
Purple's my favorite.
Purple-
Orange is
purple's
2.
good.
Purple.
Red 3.
Yeah.
Those
You
are
ever have the
only
green
three that
ones?
count.
Green
I
ones
do,
can
but
be good.
I don't count. I really like green popsicles,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't count them in with the 3 traditionals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because I just consider orange, red, and purple.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
your stand.
Yeah.
Once you get into green, that's like some kind of fancy
lime.
pack,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have
flavor
froze
ice.
fruit?
What's that? Say
You
it
ever
again?
have froze fruit?
No. What is that?
They're like popsicles that were made with like the actual fruit in the popsicle.
Oh no, I
And
like that.
The green ones, the lime ones of those were the best.
Ah,
I love
yeah.
that. Now, the band Dishwalla, they had their own line of popsicles for a while.
Did they?
Yeah, but the box was always fucked up because sometimes there'd be 20, sometimes there'd be 50. I always had to count the blue popsicles. What do you think of that?
I don't know. What's the other Dishwalla song?
I don't know. Did you think I had a Google to figure out if that was Dishwalla or Soul
don't even
Asylum?
know
Because
what
I 100% did.
I don't get any of it.
I only count blue cars.
I like the
maybe
popsicles that used to have facts on it, That was back before the internet, too.
I love the idea of you eating a popsicle, and the fact is, hey, buddy, you fucking fat. You gotta start eating some fruit, dude. That's hilarious. Oh boy, what did you go? Okay, so so was there any? I like talking about snacks. Yeah,
He loves them.
anything? Was there any cool, maybe Western Massachusetts stuff that maybe we don't know about? Like a cool snack you go to the store, you get something. Like, I don't know,
we're pretty standard.
What were you fucking with? The Little Debbie's?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Little
What's your
Debbie's
Little Debbie of choice?
Oh, well,
What's your poison?
I have a new Little Debbie of choice.
What's that?
Oh, hold on. We got an update. We bleep, 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 bleep. We got a new Little Debbie of choice for John.
Have you ever had the PB sandwiches?
No. Are they good?
They're
I know what the
two
I get it.
peanut
All right.
butter cookies with peanut butter filling, so it's kind of like the
Nutter
chocolate
butter?
chip
Yeah. Like an oatmeal cream pie, but set up like peanut butter.
but with
jelly.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
And it's the same peanut butter that they use in Nutty Bars or Nutty
Oh,
Buddies.
that sounds really good.
It's awesome. But
I think that's
fuck with
new,
those.
right?
yeah, it's relatively new.
Because I gave up of course I gave up January 1st, 2015. I gave up Little Debbie's because I had to stop.
Yeah.
Every fucking deli in New York was selling them, and I was just buying them all the time. I was getting Star Crunchers for 75 cents and just filling my goddamn
Yeah.
belly.
The
with
thing
them.
that you round out your, like,
Fudge rounds,
purchase with.
yeah, fudge rounds
You know?
all the time.
You got, like, I'm going to get this for $2.25, so
Yeah.
I might as well. I'm going to have
Exactly.
this extra 75 cents. I'm going to grab 3 Nutty Bars.
That's the same thing
throw
I would
2 in
do.
the freezer, eat 1 immediately, and then half of 1 later.
I would get those. What is it? Hawaiian? It's not. It's
I like
Hawaiian
a goddamn
Tropic?
moon pie.
Hawaiian Fantasy sodas.
Tropical Fantasy?
Tropical Fantasy. I'd get one of those sodas. Those are 50 cents. So I get one of those, and then I would get a 75-cent
Right.
Star Crunch. But then
Why
you're
is everything-
$1.25.
So you gotta
got
get
another one.
Star Crunch.
Why is everything space, though? You got your moon pies, you got your Star Crunches, you got your cosmic brownies.
Everybody likes space.
Yeah.
Remember that? I mean,
Cosmic brownies are false advertising, I feel like, because I've eaten tons of those. I've never gotten high.
Never got high. You know what I like to do? You know what I like to do? I go to when I was buying those cosmic brownies all the time. I'd go up there and at the counter as I put it over there. I just look at the guy and I'd be like, hey, these pop brownies, and then he'd always be like, I don't know what you think you're gonna get out of this interaction. I'll be like, they're weed me's.
I pay for my Little Debbie's when I go to the bodega with the confidence that you would normally see, like a man in a Western buy like a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
Like I just I've already counted out the money that I'm gonna spend.
Yeah.
And I just slam it down on the counter, and then I'm like, I don't need a bag, and
They're
I
like-
just shove it in my pockets and walk out.
They're like, what do you want? And you're like, can I get 4 fingers of Nutty Bars? It's about 2 Nutty Bars, you know? Hey, this is how you.
What
This
are
is
those devil fingers?
Ooh, what's that?
Aren't those,
Oh, those are like. Is that Hostess? Maybe.
Those are Hostess.
Yeah, the ones that are like they're kind of like a half circle thingy.
Hostess is better.
If
but
you said
price,
the mostest, I was walking off this podcast.
they're better, but they cost too much.
Yeah,
You know, you can't get a 25-cent Hostess as much as I'd love it. But
I'll tell you when
I remember how great their ad campaign was back in the day.
not at all, but I bet if you remind me, I'm going to say it with
Where's
you.
the cream filling? That was like everything. So it'd be like,
I don't remember this at all. Do you remember?
No, but I love it.
no, it'd be
Where's
like
the green feeling?
It'd be like, all right, so there's a shark underwater, okay?
Oh
And-
boy, I feel like you're having a fever dream right
No,
now.
there's a shark underwater.
There's a shark underwater, and he was like, "Where's the green feeling?"
And he looks up and he sees a goddamn frosted cupcake. You know, the little swirls on the bottom. So
Oh,
all of a sudden he flies
I do
up
remember
and
this.
he shoots this lady out of the inner tube, and she goes flying. And he thought it was gonna eat a cupcake, and he's like, "Where's the cream filling?"
I do remember that.
I
what was
do
the other thing
remember
that had that
There was
same?
a Twinkie and some gopher. It goes into a log or something like
There
that.
is
And he's
like a-
"Where's the cream filling?"
There's like a New York, maybe a Western Massachusetts as well, local based, like kind of like a like a Little Debbie of
Are you
local
gonna
snacks.
talk about Lady Linda?
I don't know if that's what it is,
Is
but
it
they have.
Drake's?
It might be Drake's actually.
Drake's cakes.
But they
'Cause
sell.
Hostess is
They have like little.
made in
They look
Iowa.
like Hostess, but they're birthday cake ones. They're white they're white cake, and they have like confetti.
Oh no, what you're referring to is Miss Freshley's.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
One day this was back in the day when I'd eat whatever trash I wanted. I was walking into the fucking Q train subway like 2 a.m. when I first moved here after some horrible night of open mics. It's like 2013 and I'm just mad and sad. You know, I haven't fucked my wife in months. And I walked down to the subway and I see just an unopened one sitting in the middle of the floor and there's no one else on the whole platform. And I'm just like, well, I'm going to eat that right now. And then I just sat there and ate it. And like right as I finished, some dude runs down and he's like looking around. And I was like, I guess that guy probably dropped his cupcake and knew it, you know? But so good.
Fuck him.
So good. I'd eat one right now.
Yeah, you ate it all night, so you might as well eat it on the train.
That's true. Have you...
That's what I do when a period stops. Okay.
Eat it on the train?
Next stop, Flavortown.
But you know what happens? You don't take, if you're in Chicago, you can't do that, of course.
No.
What?
You can't take the pink line to the brown line?
Yeah, if you transfer from the brown line to the pink line in Chicago, you will get a urinary tract infection.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of the brown line and the pink line in Chicago, you know where they take the L all the time? On AR, of course, because they live, the hospital, the county, it's right underneath the train.
So how do you attack your, I'm always curious, Swiss cake rolls and nutty bars? You know, because...
What's your process?
Do you just dive right in, or, like, do you pick them apart? Because I like...
I don't even separate the two nutty bars. I just unwrap them and eat them parallel to each other.
This just became an intervention, dude. If you're not having fun with the way you're eating, it's too far gone, dude.
No, I am having fun. I'm having so much fun.
What's your favorite food to play with as a kid?
I got a follow-up.
This sounds like a real setup here.
I was just curious because I was thinking of like I was all about them shark bites. And
yeah.
What was the plain one? You know, your little fighter bites.
Oh yeah, I like the shaped macaroni and cheeses, like the dinosaurs.
Well, you got the blues, right?
Yeah.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
The Blue Box Blues.
If
Mama wants to please me,
I've been
she's only
having
got to cheese me.
I've been having lately. By the way, if you talk about my mother that way one more time, I've been having lately the I don't know who makes it. I mean, probably Chef Boyardee or some shit, or maybe Campbell's or something. But it's a DC Universe series of pasta stuff, you know? And so it's like basically it's SpaghettiOs, but instead of SpaghettiOs, it's the Wonder Woman cartoon. It's like the Wonder Woman logo, the Supergirl logo, which pretty much is the Superman logo. And then one other person's logo. I don't know who. So Batgirl. And it's all their logos. But it's funny because when you go there, you can get like the ladies or you can get the dudes. And I always buy the ladies. And when I go to check out the grocery store, I always feel so goddamn progressive. Like I'm always when the lady at the counter is going to be like, all right, I get it. He's woke. He's one of us.
I just buy soup and then I feel progressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just buy insurance.
What are we doing? Is my nose bleeding? What's happening right now?
We just got a nice flow going here.
Yeah. You know what I do?
Progressive flow.
Well, you know what I do right
after.
after.
She's the lady from the commercials.
And you know what I do right after the flow? I come.
Boy.
All right. Hey, I don't know about the cocaine blues, but I know all too much of the Star Crunch blues. That's what I had when I got off the fucking sauce, you know?
Star Crunch is when after they're a white dwarf, they collapse on themselves and then become a black hole. That's a goddamn Star Crunch.
Isn't it weird that white dwarfs hated black holes? Ooh, we're like a race podcast now. Boy, okay, we always are. We're always anti-bullshit. I saw, you guys know that guy, you
ever watch that show, Wacky Races?
Yeah, we actually, I'm on Facebook. I'm part of this.
Oh, fucking quit bragging, dude. We get it. You're on Facebook.
Comic book and cartoon fans group, and every once a month, people will be like, "Oh, it's this week," and then everybody just posts thoughts about that particular thing.
Whoa.
So it's car week this week, so somebody just posted a diagram of all the Wacky Races cars.
That's sweet. I always love the dog.
Why are we not in this group? That should be our fucking podcast group. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those fuckers need to be listening to our shit every week.
Hold on, I'm going to repurpose a Zach Galifianakis joke real quick.
Wasn't he the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine?
That show Wacky Races, is that about white people?
Did you ever watch Wacko Races? That was pretty cool. It was like an Animaniacs.
I got a Wacko Racer once from Burger King.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Remember, that was just a standard toy where it's like, well, we'll put Bugs Bunny, his torso, on top of a car.
I just have a Wacko razor where I just keep it under my tongue.
The best a man can get, right?
I thought the Wacko razor is anything that can come will come.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. So for the listener, I'm on Twitter. You know, I like the computer, and so I'm just Googling, and I'm trying to see if any of us have ever made fun tweets about this stuff we're talking about. And literally, January 8th, 2016, John Rosenberger, at John Phenom, tweeted, I buy Little Debbie snacks for the bodega with the level of confidence usually reserved for a gold prospector buying whiskey at a saloon. So he knows all about how to do a podcast. You got a joke, you've done it, you say it, you get it out there. That's fantastic. I'm giving that a fucking favorite right now. We're retweeting that fucker. You ever do that? You ever retweet an old joke and then or I'll see somebody retweet a friend of ours joke from like 5 years ago and I'm like, oh fuck, did Emily Winter die?
I think that all the time.
Like, because when Harris Whittles died, everybody was retweeting all of his jokes. And I'm like, oh my god, no, I hope
really like
Wasserman's okay.
Peek behind the curtain, but I like telling jokes from Time Hop.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it'll have like 5 likes from 6 years ago.
Now, would you
and
say
then
you do that
now.
when you're doing that? You say you're feeling froggy? Hop.
Oh, okay.
All right, fuck.
I got it.
Well, I think of jump because of the whole phrase like, hey, if you're feeling froggy, jump.
Well, go ahead and jump.
Might as well.
Jump. A mad dad will make you.
I liked his.
Ross will make ya.
yeah. I was thinking Van Halen.
Me too.
I know. We can go a lot of different eras and that. I keep forgetting I have a microphone.
We could jump around.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, get off your feet.
I lived in Madison, Wisconsin long enough that I never need to hear fucking jump around again.
What a funny song to associate with Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's just their thing from the games. Fucking
okay.
For sports, they play jump around. Everybody jumps. So then once a fucking night when you're out drinking at some bar late, it's like, well, somebody's gonna play jump around.
I love that song. I legitimately love that song. I've seen them play live, and they played that 3 times.
House of Pain? They open with it?
They open with it in the middle, and then they close with it.
That's the way you got to do it.
House of Pain, people in Houses of Pain shouldn't throw rocks.
Oh, I'll tell you about this
house. Glass House? House of Pain?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I watched this TV show all about a House of Pain. It's called ER. It's all about the Chicago.
What a good misdirection. I for
Tyler
sure
Perry.
Tyler Perry's ER. Yeah, that's
Tyler
right.
Perry's House of Pain.
House of Pain. I now House of Pain. One of the fellers was Everlast. Mm-hmm. Went on. You guys fuck with Everlast?
I do.
Not really.
It was one of the first.
I got nothing against them.
I love that song though. What it's like.
Yeah, I love the radio version of it. They call her and they call her.
Yeah, I know how to play that on guitar. He also had a song called White Jesus, I think. And
he also had a much better song off of Supernatural than Rob Thomas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the TV show, like on the soundtrack of that TV show, Supernatural.
Every song was better than the Smooth off of that album, and everybody only talks about Smooth. Michelle Branch had a better song.
Man, it's a hot one. There was a good song on there. Was it Nickelback singer had one?
I don't know.
I think
like
on there.
The one.
No, that's not it.
Look at this photograph.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would, but it's a song. You're not showing it to me, buddy. Maybe post it on your website.
So who are your bands?
Yeah, what do you listen to? What music you're into?
What was the first show that you went to?
Probably a lot of jock jams, right? You're out there playing hockey and
the first concert I went to see is this band Candlebox.
Oh yeah. Well, I am surprised you got there because I thought they left you behind.
That's a pretty good debut album. I mean,
friend of the show, John Rosenberger, right? Or no, you're John Rosenberger.
That's me.
My brain broke. Friend of the show, John Bilancini. He for a while he was doing a Candlebox joke on stage, and I had to go to him and be like, "Hey man, I think you think Candlebox had a much bigger impact on society than it really did." Yeah. That's fun.
For my 13th birthday, my aunt was like, "I'll take you to any concert you want to see," and I was like, "Oh, it's this one."
They had a lot of hits at the moment.
Yeah,
they were a hot band,
and it was terrifying.
Oh yeah. What else was there? I know Far Behind. That album was really good, and I get it mixed up with the Nixons. Do you guys remember
I'm
the?
Oh,
you.
That's
it.
Live right now.
You. Oh, Live was good. The Nixons. Do you remember them? They were the same era. And they had a song called "Sister."
They were not a crook.
Sister, I see you.
Yeah.
They sang kind of like they were doing an impression of Richard Nixon. Sister, I see you. I'm not a crook. Yeah, I get it. A lot of that good music was good. So you're a big 90s rock fan then, huh? I mean, in the 90s.
In the 90s.
You're kind of your only option. Well, unless you want to be a 70s or 80s
Well,
fan.
my parents are big 50s.
Rock was great because he had those sideburns and he'd talk about...
what he's cooking?
Yeah.
Why didn't he ever...
He's calling people Rudy Poo.
Oh, that's what we haven't gotten into
Oh,
yet.
yeah, here we go.
So, were you a wrestling fan the whole time growing up, right?
Yeah, well...
Or were you still
a little bit
mid-90s dark era when it was like too young
That's
for
when
us?
I got most into it.
Yeah.
Because that's when... So
like 1, 2, 3 kid and doink and shit.
no, I wasn't into the WWE. I was an ECW boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in that area.
Yeah, because
with the realness.
That's where the shows were, and then also every every time I do a podcast, I end up inadvertently disclosing stuff about my
Rod.
sexual development.
Talk. Yeah. Let's get it out there, buddy.
So,
Who you whacking off to? What do we got? We got Stephanie McMahon. You looking at her, thinking about your
Luna Vachon?
Luna Vachon? No.
Ooh.
But on Saturdays, it used to go Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Then flip over
jacking
to
off
this
to Jan
channel
Hooks all night.
that was called Channel. It was called Channel 35 because it was Channel 35.
Oh, that's the godsend.
What they had this show called Midnight Blue, which was hosted
Midnight
by
Blue Balls.
Well, it was hosted by a man named Al Goldstein, who also published a magazine called Screw, which was one of the first pornographic publications. And then after it was this show called The Robin Bird Show. And The Robin Bird Show is a talk show for strippers.
Oh, cool. I like that.
So they would be like, I guess strippers
Channel 35 rules.
had at the time kind of a very a dynamic that was very much like comedy in a way. So you have like your local talent, and then you have like your touring national talent.
That is the thing that happens. Yeah, definitely with strippers. Yeah.
So
everybody's
she would
trying
have
to get into the clubs. And
she would have these people in there, and they would talk about like how they got into stripping, and then they would do like a little solo dance, and then at the end of the show, everybody would dance together to this song called "Baby Let Me Bang Your Box."
Oh, whoa, that's pretty good. Now who's that? That was Candlebox also, right? Baby, let me bang your Candlebox.
Put some wax in that box.
Oh, yeah. Well, after a first period. No, not first period. After several periods. After several years of periods. Oh, boy.
Giving me a Zamboner.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That gets a grudging nod of appreciation.
Who was your first crush? A celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush?
Yeah. I'm not talking about the person on the ice that you threw up against the wall, that fine gentleman or whatever, but...
my first real crush was a woman I met on the hockey ice, but...
Ooh, what was her name? The ref?
Her name was Kimmy Kojima.
Kimmy!
Was it the one that was a goalie for the Tampa Bay Lightning?
That actually is my first celebrity crush, yes. Manon Rhéaume.
Oh, didn't she live above the garage on Who's the Boss? Mona? Hot redhead old lady?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. I dated a girl that was her last name.
Rhéaume?
Yeah. Which I thought was weird because my
you meant to ask her that.
Yeah, about that hockey player.
I thought you were going to...
posted that, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They're, fun fact, also, this is the other reason why I got my brain working. Their family is really big into curling. Like, big time. Yeah. So, I mean,
what, they got a lot of,
another ice sport.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to be careful with the curling because the hot things, all over the house, you don't want to touch them. Curling irons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They use brooms.
I feel like sometimes we're doing so good, and then sometimes it's just like, what are we talking about?
I like this.
I
like it a lot.
I like it, don't get me wrong, but I liked it for a second. Remember back when we were all saying different things about Progressive? Oh, that was great. Oh, boy. Let's go. Hey, listeners, go back to that part again and then start again. You don't have to.
Did you see that they now have a Ream? That's the new mascot for Progressive Insurance.
A Ream?
Yeah.
No.
Chris Parnell plays like a stack of paper.
Oh, that's true. They do.
Yeah. It's just great seeing Reams out there, know.
Yeah, brethren. Yeah. I got a question. You're a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Remember when George Clooney dated Stacy Keibler forever?
Yes.
How often do you think she brought up her WWF career to like all of his Hollywood friends? Like he's at a meeting with like Matt Damon and like all that, and she's just like, I fucked Yokozuna once when I was a rookie. I fucked him with my cock. Or, with her vagina.
She started in WCW, so...
Yeah.
The WCW?
Probably one of the
Also, she makes great cookies.
Does she?
Mm-hmm.
And she was an elf.
Her and her elves.
Yeah. It took you a minute.
That
George.
fucking tree got shut down because you can't put an oven in a goddamn tree.
That's true.
And expect people to work there.
Zoning laws.
This isn't the goddamn Triangle Factory.
The Triangle Factory? The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
Do you think, what's the name of the head elf? What was the name? Ernie?
Ernie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ernie would have
It's
won.
my dad's name.
Your dad's name's Ernie? Mm-hmm. That's a good name. Ernie Rosenberger?
Well, Ernst is his full name.
We don't need to get into brass tacks about it.
He goes by Ernie.
I did a show last night, and you go to the audience, you got to kill some time, you talk to some people, and I talked to this fella, and I go, hey, buddy, what's your name? And he goes, Lev. And I was like, ooh, that's cool. What's that short for? And he's like, I don't need to get into it. And I was just like, oh, this guy kicks ass.
All right,
he's got a story about why he can't talk about...
What's the best Keebler snack?
E.L. Fudgekins.
What are the things that are like, they're on one side, they're
Fudge
like...
rounds?
Yes.
The cookies?
Fudge,
Those are
it's
really
not fudge
good.
round. Fudge round
Yeah,
is
they
a different thing.
Don't fudge around with me.
Fudge rounds is a little Debbie kind of thing.
Okay, all right.
But it is. It's chocolate. It's like cookie on one side and chocolate on the other
it's
side.
got the stripes and
yes,
everything.
yes.
Yeah.
Get it? It's like that guy.
Marv Albert?
Yeah, bit that girl's leg, remember?
I thought it was a back.
Was
her back?
Backbiter.
Her back?
Backbeat, the word is on the street, that the fire in your heart is out. Is that what that song's about, you think?
It's about Marv.
And we just thought he's saying beat because he's got that accent,
Or just
you like
he
Oasis?
can't curse.
Were you a big Oasis fan?
No.
When I'm in the desert.
You love an Oasis
that's true.
in the desert. Yeah. I always liked him. What's the story, Morning Glory?
I like grasshoppers, by the way.
Oh,
You don't like mint, but grasshoppers.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual bug, and I was like, I don't know where we're going with this, but I like it.
Well,
I like worms. Let's keep going.
bugs? Were you a bug kid?
Oh yeah,
Like,
big bug guy.
Yeah. Some kids were into bugs.
No, not terribly.
I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs or birds.
I like birds a lot.
You do like birds?
Mm-hmm.
Not for
I
me.
punched a bird once by accident. It was great.
Well, see, that's great though. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't eat meat, but I like
by
the
accident, and it was great.
yeah.
This is fucked up as a vegetarian. I don't eat meat,
Yeah.
But I still like the
That's
idea that they're
that's not
killing
fucked
chickens
up.
all
Oh.
the time. That's fine. Reem.
Yeah.
Couldn't talk over my shit. Whatever.
Well, he said, well, this is fucked up. As a vegetarian, I don't eat meat. And it's like, no, that's literally what you do.
Wait, what'd you do? Why'd you punch a bird?
I was just
Upset? The 90s?
I was just doing some flailing around in the backyard.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You accidentally, you pulled a, Randy Johnson? You
yeah.
accidentally heard a bird.
Working on your karate skills.
Pull a
and shit.
Fabio?
It was more like boxing than karate.
I could see that. How old are you when this was
Like-
happening?
14.
Yeah, you're 4. Just picture John Rosenberger out in the yard. 14, pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Clocks in the
I
air.
just had to go out
Of
in the
course
yard
you're going to accidentally punch a bird. Of course you're going to punch a bird. What's that? Talk so much during my bits. I figure you get it out and when there's a...
whatever, dude. You fucking cut my legs out way more.
We had to have a meeting about pun... What was I calling it?
Pun control?
No, when you were doing punterruption. I don't remember. Something because you kept cutting in with puns when I was doing the Wikipedias on the fun sizes.
Oh, I don't know.
Remember? It was funny. Is this what the show is?
I like it.
I don't know. I'm
into
not on
it.
board.
We got to ask him more stuff.
More wrestling stuff. Who's your...
Ooh.
Okay, so you get these... Who's your favorite wrestler? When you were a kid, who's your favorite wrestler now? Who's your least favorite wrestler?
Okay.
Those 3 questions. Go.
Favorite wrestler when I was a kid was New Jack.
Oh, yeah. One time I watched him... I watched Edge push New Jack through a press table.
Mm-hmm.
He's great in...
Then my heart started listening to Coco saying... It's a Weezer song. You know that? There's a Weezer song about New Jack.
Really?
New Jack's great in Beyond the Mat, too.
Yeah.
Do you know he got cat scratch fever? Ted New Jack? Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Get a Wango Tango, baby.
So New Jack's your favorite. Who's your least favorite?
Least favorite.
Lisa Lampanelli? She still wrestle?
What?
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey.
Carrie.
Drew Carey's my least favorite
Dennis
wrestler.
Rodman, the worm.
What was that?
Carl Malone.
Hi, I'm Carl Malone.
Did you know that David Arquette is a WCW World
I
Champion?
did know that. Yeah. You broke for a second. I was like, woo, where are we going to find out about David Arquette? This sounds great. He used to be married to Courtney Cox. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think about that last name? She married somebody else and then didn't change her name? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, when you got a last name like Cox,
It has to be good.
you know, you don't get rid of it.
Do you think that if Courtney Cox and George Clooney were at like a party, they would just send Stacy and David off into the corner to talk about wrestling?
Yeah. And then they just talk about, and then you know what George and Courtney are talking about? The heyday of NBC, ER, and Friends. And then they start talking about
You
ER.
know, Cena's in Ready to Rumble.
Xena?
Yeah. John
John
Cena,
Cena.
Warrior Princess.
John Cena, Warrior Princess. John Cena. Now, is he a good guy or a bad guy, John Cena? Is he a face or a heel?
He's always been a face. He's one of the few wrestlers that's never
turned. Who's your... Okay, so do you have any wrestlers that you hated because they turned? You know what I mean? Where you pissed off, you're like, I liked him as a face, and then he went off. Or wait, Benoit?
Benoit had the ultimate heel turn, you might say.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the most literal heel turn in the history of professional wrestling was when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty.
Oh yeah.
Because he turned his heel to
Yeah.
do the sweet chin music. And then,
Now I've heard of wrestlers doing the heel turn. Any of the wrestlers ever do a heel toe do-si do? Come on, baby, let's go boot scooting. Any of them ever do that?
yeah.
Who was there? Wasn't there a cowboy wrestler in the 90s?
Oh, there were.
Well, they're
plenty.
bunch.
Well, don't fucking
JBL,
condescend to
I
me
think is
because-
probably-
Oh yeah, that's
You
the
mean-
guy I'm thinking of.
You
Yeah,
mean Blackjack Bradshaw?
Blackjack Bradshaw.
Blackjack.
Now,
Yeah,
wasn't
that's what he went
was-
by.
He played for the Steelers, isn't that correct? He was their quarterback
And
for
then
a
when
while.
you had like the Young Guns.
Young Guns too. Yeah, JBL. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh.
And he was an announcer later, right? Yeah. John. What was his? last
John
self-made
Bradfield
millionaire.
Yeah.
John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yeah. I wish I had a cowboy
With the
hat.
clothesline from hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
He used to drive.
He had a clothesline from hell. It was just a normal clothesline, but it was all scary.
That
and
was
shit.
that was the era
skulls on it.
when they were really into bringing the vehicles for no good reason.
Oh, when they
out.
drive the car
so,
out?
Like,
Yeah.
they drive a fucking limo like 10 feet for him to get out. Or like Guerrero had the fucking lowrider.
lowrider.
He'd come out in for a minute, and Undertaker would ride his damn fucking bike around and do a lap.
What's your favorite wrestling motor vehicle? It doesn't have to be a regular one.
The early WrestleMania tiny rings.
Oh yeah, those are great. I love one of my favorite things in the world is when Stone Cold drove out the Zamboni.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Or Kurt Angle's milk truck.
No, that bothers the hell out of me.
Really?
It was- oh my god,
Well,
that
you're-
is
well,
the
you-
grossest thing.
You're scared of milk trucks, though.
well, I'm
You
scared
won't
of milk
happen.
and trucks together.
You're lactose intolerant, so you had to say
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Why? Because it was just all the milk everywhere. and
Yeah,
Stone
exactly.
Cold, just like
the idea
which-
of-
that is one of my favorite fucking moments. That's a great feud, Angle and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
But when
I
Stone-
heard Angle really got the angle on him. Oh, fuck. I thought that'd be funny.
yeah, he had a lot of good angles. But
You knew had a lot of good angles. Stacey Kubler. You ever see her in a dress? You're like, oh, I get it, Clooney. I get it. He didn't marry her, though.
I
He
love that
married them
you
all.
refer to the female form as angles.
Well, you know what I mean. It's the
he's into cubism.
It's the 90s. I'm a feminist, you
That's
know?
true.
But anyways, like Stone Cold stole Kurt Angle's medals. Remember? And then he like took him to the bridge, and he's getting ready to push him into the bridge so he can get his shit back. But he's actually got a little kiddie pool behind him. So Kurt Angle pushes Stone Cold, and the Stone Cold has to act like he's afraid he's gonna die. But instead, he's just busting up the entire
That's hilarious.
time while he's like flailing and like duct taped up in this kiddie pool.
Can either of you give me the history of why he started doing the Stone Cold 316 or the John 316?
Yes.
Yes.
Why did that start? Why was that his thing?
Well, Jake the Snake Roberts
JSS.
in the King of the Ring.
JTSS.
back in the day.
There it is. And there's an R somewhere actually in that.
One of his later angles was he was like really religious and stuff.
Jake the Snake?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, was he like a snake healer? He's all like,
Oh no, that would have been cool.
That would have been rad. Oh, I should have written for WWF in the 90s.
Anyways, he was a big religious guy.
Yeah.
So he would drop all these Bible verses and shit while he was doing
Jake
his
the Snake.
promos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Stone Cold Steve Austin won the King of the Ring in '96, he was giving his speech at the end, and he's like, "You can," and he was going through
He's
a feud.
hollering, yeah.
He was going with the feud with Jake the Snake at the
Jakey
time.
Snakey.
So he was like, "You can have your fucking Bible quotes and your John 3:16s and your Psalms. Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass." And then,
That took
and
a
then
storm.
it became the
Austin
greatest selling
3:16.
T-shirt of all time.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I said this on the show, but I didn't get my green belt in Taekwondo because I forgot my Bible verse. It was John 3:36.
Oh,
you know how
boy.
heartbroken I would have been if all of a sudden Austin's on TV saying Austin 3:36? Like, you making fun of me, Steve? You rattlesnake?
I always had this bit that I wanted to do where I go to a wrestling show with a sign that says John 3:16.
Oh, yeah.
And then if anybody is like, "Oh, the Bible verse," I'm like, "No, it's just like Austin 3:16."
That's hilarious,
Except
yeah.
it's my name.
You fucking need to just start a fucking Kickstarter for a T-shirt. People would pay for it like that.
Yeah.
That you have.
A lot of
where
people
it's
would
just
pay for it
John-
for the wrong reasons.
Well, I'm
Probably.
just talking about our friends.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
I want you to
Bilk
have
those
a-
goddamn dumb Christians, you know?
Yeah.
Get the money from them, you know?
Yeah, everybody else does.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ooh, we should become a Christian podcast. Let us pray.
We
The
got
listeners
to
think
pray.
the
just
listeners
to
think
make
we're
it
praying, and
today.
we're just like, pretending you're a
We've
god
got
all
to
that.
pray. Hey, we've got to pray. Hey,
Do you think
we got to pray just to make it today.
That's my favorite.
is that a hymn?
MC Hammer song.
That's an MC Hammer.
Oh, Mick Hammer?
That's
Mick
not
Hammer.
him. They did like shitty, like weird emo stuff.
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a
I'm
hymn.
more of a fan of Too Legit to Quit.
They're on the same album.
Oh, you're more of a fan of his second biggest song of all time.
Also, here on the podcast.
After the Addams Family song?
Yeah.
No,
Hey, should we try and wrap that together right now?
No.
I'd rather die. I'd rather smash my brain into this wall behind me.
But it went so good last time we did it on the podcast.
Progressive. The Aristocrats. Okay, so I love that. Now, do you think the reason Steve Austin and Jake the Snake had such a problem is because Steve used to be the rattlesnake? Do you think he was just pissed off that, there's not enough room for two snakes?
I think he became the rattlesnake afterwards.
I thought he was the
Truth be
rattlesnake at the beginning.
No,
It was a Texas rattlesnake.
But
But it wasn't that his first nickname?
I don't know. That was never a nickname. That was like a JR thing.
JR would
that
call him
wound up
that.
Sticking.
Huh.
But well, he had that T-shirt where he was flexing and his arms were both snakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's it. We should
He
laugh
had-
about that. That's an affliction.
Yeah,
both
that's
of his
true.
arms were
No, that wasn't an
rattlesnakes.
affliction. That was WWE.
It's probably a Gildan or something,
God,
right?
you ever own
A Hanes?
You ever own an affliction shirt?
No.
No.
You're wearing one right now.
No, I'm not.
You're wearing a Red City Radio shirt. That's
Yeah,
fantastic,
that's a band.
man.
That's
What am I wearing? Let me see what I'm wearing here. What if I'm naked? It's a picture of my cock on my shirt. I'm wearing a floating bunny head shirt. That's
a shirt, comic book you wrote for.
The comic book I wrote one for my friend John Sims, who does all the jackknife stuff. He made that. What do you got there? You got a Bushwick A&M?
Bushwick A&M.
I know. Tell me the story. Is that? Are you on a
that's
rec team?
agricultural
all-
mechanic.
Yeah, agricultural and mechanical. It's a wiffle ball thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Is that from the Wiffle Ball League, the New York Comedy Wiffle Ball League?
Yeah, it's from the New York Comedy Wiffle Ball League. And the first year we did it, we broke it up into 4 teams, and then every team had like a college name.
Yeah.
So
what
it
were
was
the
like
other ones?
Bushwick A&M.
Sorry to put
maybe
you on the spot. Jesus.
I think maybe Flatbush Tech.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
And now they're all comedy.
Now they're all
like
pun
the check
jokes.
spots
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
Flatbush Tech. That's what hedge trimmers are for, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I have a Flatbush, but I manscape, so that's all on me. I also live in Flatbush. If anybody wants to come say hello, that'd be fun. God damn. Okay, so we've talked about some certain things. We got into the snacks and the Little Debbies and everything.
VHSs,
like
right? Is that where we're going?
That sounds like
We haven't talked
that
about
sounds
movies.
naturally.
I like that one.
What you got it when you were a kid growing up, little baby boy out there in Western Mass. You
Little
ever
baby
got any
Johnny
VHSs that you loved?
Yeah.
Any tapes that you broke? Did you watch them so fucking
You
much?
wore out?
this movie Red Scorpion.
Ooh, I don't know what this is. Reem, do you know what this is?
Oh,
Tell us about Red
It's
Scorpion.
an early era Dolph Lundgren film.
okay, all right. I'm back on
Produced
board.
produced strangely enough by
Was it canon?
disgraced lobbyist Jack Abramoff.
Oh, whoa. That's weird. I've never seen this. It looks like a poster for... This is like a poster for another movie. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, that's why it's Le Scorpion Rogue.
Yeah. Oh, there's Red Scorpion 2. Have you seen this?
No, I
There's
haven't.
a sequel, buddy. You got to get out there.
I gotta see it.
It came out in 94. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what about this one? Is this a sequel to The Scorpion King starring Randy Kocher?
No, that is a sequel, but that's a sequel to The Rock's Scorpion King.
Which is a sequel to The Mummy.
Yes.
That's so weird. You ever see movies do that shit? Like, there's The Mummy, there's The Mummy 2, there's The Mummy 3, then there was a Scorpion King, then there was Scorpion King 2, 3, and 4.
And
then,
now there's a new mummy.
and there's a new Mummy! And I think there's actually a sequel to The Scorpion King that's not The Scorpion King. Oh, boy, you gotta really rein in this shit. Is this guy in the movie, Red Scorpion? Is that him? Horror talk. The number of cliches this film embraces while trying to strike out on its own is laughable.
Do you like a lot of the bad action movies from back in the day, right?
Yeah, my favorite movie is Sudden Death.
Oh, yeah, you've said... I almost brought that up on a previous podcast because we started talking about JCVD and Sudden
Oh,
Death.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
my
John-
literal favorite
Johnny
movie.
Rose
That's
has
your middle
gone
name,
on
isn't
the
it?
rec-
Yeah,
Claude Van Damme?
That's a Penguins game, right?
It is.
Yeah,
the
Penguins are in the
we
cup.
talked all about it last week on this show.
We didn't go that deep into
Well, we
it.
talked enough about it that I mentioned the Penguins. I'm not going
He
to...
fights the mascot in the kitchen of the stadium,
Yeah, he does.
and then he sets a guy on fire using a super soaker.
Then he's got to go out and play.
He does go out and
He's
play.
got to get out there on the court,
He
on the ice.
plays goalie for a whole period.
Oh, I thought he was a sweeper. All right.
What's he do at the end of the period?
Oh, I missed it. He Red Scorpion.
Red Scorpion.
I gotta bring this up. I'm looking at the sequel to Red Scorpion. Reem, look who the star of that movie is right there.
Is it?
It's your boy Michael Ironside. And also the swastika on there for some reason. We don't need to talk about that.
To let you know that he's fighting Nazis.
I hope he's fighting Nazis. I hope it's not I hope the sequel isn't a pro-Nazi movie.
I
didn't see a lot of pro-Nazi movies in '94, you know?
But I mean, if there's somebody who looks like a Nazi, it's definitely
Has there ever been a wrestler that's a Nazi? Like a pro wrestler, like WWF or WCW? No?
I don't think so.
I'm sure there's been underlings.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a KKK wrestler for a while? Or am I wrong? Am I crazy? I thought in the 90s there was like a KKK wrestler.
There probably was.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're right.
I don't know.
I think I remember reading that somewhere, but I can't remember who it was.
I liked Gold. What's his name?
Goldust?
Yeah, no, the other one.
Goldberg.
I like Goldberg. I like Saturn. I like Saturn, the Rings of Saturn guy. Oh yeah, the goalie Goldberg. Yeah.
Moppy.
Yeah.
That was his girlfriend for a little bit.
Yeah, he fell in love with a mop.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And then
Chavo Guerrero, he's great. Wasn't he crazy?
He was crazy. He also played a white guy at one point.
Oh, that's fun.
he used to drive a goddamn golf cart.
He did. He drove a golf cart and wore like a sweater with another sweater like tied around his neck.
That's cool. I like that.
His name was Kerwin White.
Are you familiar with the Mountain Goats?
Yes.
The band? You know that whole album they have about wrestling?
Beat the Champ.
Yeah. Ream, do you know about this?
Yeah.
That song, the story of Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah, that's about his dad.
Yeah. There's a line in it where he says, I heard his son got famous and went nationwide, coast to coast with his dad by his side. I don't know if that's true, but I've been told. And it's like, well, you fucking know it's true.
Yeah,
you
wrote it.
John, I mean, why would he even lie to you about that? You're doing this whole...
Milli Vanilli wrote that.
Girl, you know it's true.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, I love you. You ever listen to the Milli Vanilli videos where they're trying to like be like, all right, now we're going to sing.
No.
We're not going to be lip singing
It's so funny if they start singing. It's like, no,
and they're all like super German. So it's like, there's a video and it might as well be Arnold going, girl, you know it's true.
That's sad. They're dead. One of them's dead.
I think they both are.
Millie for sure is, but I don't know about Vanilli. That wasn't their names.
I like Vanilli Ice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was great. Yeah,
I like Miley Cyrus.
Ooh, that's fun. That's really fun.
She's hot.
Oh boy.
So what about that?
Millennial.
I'm a Willie.
Are you familiar with the movie Stone Cold, starring Brian Bosworth?
Oh, that was a trap.
I think I knew that it existed, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
We saw that once,
good.
didn't we? We watched that on the show or something.
I made you watch like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was fun.
We need to do a fun
Yeah, it's good
because it's so good.
He goes to the grocery store and like just shooting, and it's one of those things where it's like an '80s movie, but you can tell all the food sponsors that are in it. It's like he's walking and there's like he's killing people with guns, but there's like a perfect Mountain Dew logo by his head.
Yeah, that's like every '80s movie.
Yeah,
like '80s action movie. There's gonna be a scene where they fucking rob a grocery store and then like Cobra has it.
Yep.
Fucking RoboCop has it, and then they're gonna start just like exploding chips.
The Fantastic Mr. Fox ends in a grocery store. Mm-hmm. You ever seen the Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl, bud. Also, I was going to ask
Wasn't
you.
he anti-Semitic or something?
Yeah,
there's some bad stuff come out about Roald Dahl.
Probably, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I hope not.
I know it's just like, hey, he's old.
Yeah,
probably.
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I heard he wanted to kill all the Brazilians. I think that's what the thing with Roald Dahl was. You ever go to RD Toys? I don't know, man. My nose.
RDKB.
My nose is bleeding. I want to. Okay, so we've gone into all this stuff. What about cartoons? Were you a big cartoon kid, or were you too busy just playing sports? Were you watching? We getting up Saturday mornings, getting into some shit?
I was a little bit of a cartoon guy. So more of a comic strip boy than
comic strip. Oh, like in the newspaper? Not even. Oh, who's you? What are you talking about? You get up and you whack off to a Doonesbury or something.
Doonesbury.
Like that?
I was a big Bloom County and then Outland fan.
I don't know what either of those are.
Bloom County is there are these two comic strips written by this guy named Berkeley Breathed.
Oh.
And he
tell me about it.
It's weird. It's just weird animals and people coexisting on this weird planet. Then it's a lot at the time. It was a lot of 80s political references that I did not get.
Right? Yeah,
but I was like, I assume this is funny, and I would just read it every week.
I'm gonna pull it. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this one up. I got a Bloomington County right in front of me. Now I'm gonna read this and see if we get what it is. Now the first pane is just a mom maybe looking at a boy as he comes in, and the mom saying, "I have a surprise for you, Oliver. I wallpapered your room today." And then Oliver thinks, "Wallpaper in my laboratory, in my private think tank?" And then you hear the mom go, "I picked the design myself. Go look." And then as he's walking, he's thinking fearlessly, the male offspring strides towards what must surely be a truly gargantuan aesthetic catastrophe. Pink choo-choo trains, striped blimps, the mind boggles. And then as he walks in his room, it's just a giant portrait of Michael Jackson, and then nothing else. That's it. That's the whole.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's pretty much what most of them were like.
Hell yeah,
but
that's great.
I like it. I'm on board. I like that kid's big ass head.
Now, what about that toy box of yours, huh?
Oh yeah, you got a toy box in your room?
What was your big toy line?
What was your toy box first? Did you have a toy box in your room? You have a receptacle to throw all your toys in?
No, I had everything in
the corner?
in like little carrying cases, kind of.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I get like
I
totes.
remember a lot of those.
So like
get, like, a
G.I.
theme?
Joe.
Yeah.
I was a big G.I. Joe guy, and they would sell what basically amounted to be like a small plastic briefcase with different slots for each of your action figures and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. You know,
Those are always fucking sweet.
And then Micro Machines would sell
Oh yeah.
the things,
Super
yeah,
things
the cases.
Super Van City.
yeah.
Super Van City. You ever hear that fucking commercial song?
Isn't that Vancouver
No,
or
fucking
Canada?
pull it up right now.
I don't want to pull it
Do
up.
it.
We've
You
been
have
doing
the
so
tech-
well
I
without
don't- I
tech.
don't care. I want to
All
hear
right.
it. I want to hear it right now. 'Cause
Super
fucking-
Van City.
Are you familiar with the Super Van City song?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to hear it right now, so that's fun.
Why not? You're just gonna put
He's
it
not, because we got earbuds in. This
Oh,
guy
yeah.
doesn't. You'll hear it when you listen to the episode. By the way, you
Yeah.
should subscribe. It's a really
I
fun
do
show.
subscribe.
Well, fantastic. You know what I subscribe to?
The Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sure. I had nothing, but that works. Super Van City is what we're looking up.
You like? Hey, forget about Menards. If you like big savings,
I love Sweet Big City.
Jesus.
All right, here we go. And you know, this could have just been the commercial in the episode earlier, but
We'll do it.
Super Van City.
Yeah. 3, 4, Super Van City.
Super Van City. Super Van City.
Hold on, listen.
Oh, whoa.
The Micro Machine.
Oh, you didn't hear. They said some really fucked up shit about the Brazilians towards the end of it. That's weird.
Yeah, well, that was
For those
they
listening-
featured it at KB Toy Store.
They'll hear it. They'll get it.
Okay,
when
but
everything's
also
put
I
together.
just want to explain that I could not hear it.
Nah.
And I was just sitting here
silently
silently
watching
watching
us
these
get
two
into it?
bob their heads and then occasionally sing a line from the song
That's what the show should be. The show should be we bring on a guest and they watch us watch something.
and then try to guess
yeah.
what you're watching.
Micro
Van
Machines,
City.
a car wash serving you.
Why do they speak Portuguese? It doesn't make sense. At the end there when they're talking about the Brazilians, you know.
Did you like starting lineups when you're
Oh yeah, I bought into them big time because like you'd go through like you're tough enough, and every starting lineup was worth more than what they cost as soon as you bought them. So I had like a good amount of starting lineups on my wall, and
I don't know what that is. I'm Googling. Oh yeah. These fellers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're more collectibles than they are toys, you know, because
yeah.
you can't move them.
yeah,
They just stand there on the stand.
the NFL ones were sweet because the helmets came off.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hockey ones helmets came off too, like
Yeah.
for the goalies and stuff like that.
Yeah. One
And then
time.
like McFarlane started taking it over and making like real badass ones.
Oh, McFarlane. The guy from the Spawn.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Todd McFarlane, right?
Yeah.
He did the
Family Guy.
corn... Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and the Oscars.
and the Oscars. Yeah.
Great singer, that
When are
Todd
they gonna-
McFarlane.
Oh yeah, you know, he does all the swoon,
Yeah,
croon,
swinging.
crooning music.
Todd McFarlane did the Korn Freak on a Leash video. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just saw your rod, by the way, Ream.
you
I gotta
didn't?
put that out there. He was scratching his thigh, and I looked over and then saw his, what do you want to call it, a hog staring right at me.
Sure.
You know? I saw it.
Pecker.
It's fine. It's great when I get why so many ladies come on this bed and let you throw your shit into them.
Did you throw your shit into people? That's gross.
He doesn't know how sex works. He doesn't know how sex works. And goddamn, I'm not going to tell him until he asks.
You guys have never done space docking?
Explain it to me. What's space docking?
Is that what you?
I'm not putting space docking on our fucking podcast.
I heard that you only like doing it.
We will lose.
This was what happened. He said, "Have you guys heard of space docking? What is it? I'm not going to put that on our podcast." You
All right,
presented
hold on.
it.
All right, space docking. So space docking is it's one of those made up dumb things, but people you fill a condom with poop and then throw it in the freezer.
And then what?
We'll figure it out.
Wait, but I'm confused. Okay.
I can see clearly now. I can see all frozen poop cups, popsicles in my way.
I'm confused by the name space docking because docking, the term docking,
That's
I
a
don't
funny
understand.
term. That's a
I
really
don't
funny visual
understand
term.
how
Regular
that
docking.
thing is going to be used for docking.
I think I'd probably just shove it up my butt.
Yeah, right?
And then
But
wait
let's-
for it and poop again. That sounds fun.
Speaking of docking, the lead guitarist
Rockin'.
of docking,
Yeah.
George Lynch, severely underrated, man. Into the
Are you part of his
fire.
fan club?
Dun, dun. I'm fall. What, the Lynch Mob?
Yeah, the Lynch Mob.
That's actually the name of the band that he was in after docking.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite GI doctor, Doc from GI Joe. You know, Cobra was also a doctor, but he's not. He would never work on.
Yeah,
he would
but
never work on.
he had a doctorate, but he wasn't really a doctor.
Yeah. And he's
like
not,
in philosophy.
nobody's
or some
ever going
bullshit.
to him. You know, like Barracuda's never going to him. Like, hey, look at this. You think it's bad? You know what I mean? Barracuda, good guy or bad guy? I can't remember.
song.
Was Barracuda the
Great
GI
song.
Joe?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think he was a bad guy.
He sounds like he would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Barrack. Who sang that? Hart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ann Wilson, best voice in rock and roll history.
Oh yeah, Ann Wilson's got a hell of a pipe. I'll tell you that. You know, he's got a hell of a pipe.
Brand Ream.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
smokes,
dude.
smokes those drugs
I can
all the
bet-
time. You know,
oh, I thought
him
we
and
were-
Jake Fromm, they get together and lose their
I
minds.
thought we were talking about
Jake from
electrical
Safe Farm?
pipe.
Electrical pipe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Electrical metallical tubing.
Are you
EMT.
rapping right now?
No.
Okay.
I
Are
can
you
put,
having a stroke?
I can bend great fucking offsets, great kicks, great 90s. What, you
Yeah.
want a concentric 90 because you got a goddamn pipe in a corner you got to go around? I'm going to figure that shit out. Pop a couple 45s in there. I can do a push through 4-bend saddle accounting for shrink like it's nothing.
I account for shrink
I have
all
to
the
account
time.
for shrink all the time too. Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
God.
you get out of the
guys,
tub
come
too
on,
much.
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
We're talking about pipe.
Yeah, I am too.
We're all talking about pipe. Progressive.
Period.
Fantastic. God damn it, this has been a great show.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. Okay, now.
You just did.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He did. He did
Johnny?
just tell you.
The
Yes.
listeners, why don't you go ahead and let them know where they can find you on the internet? You know?
Okay.
The NFers, they're on board. They love you. What are you? Where can they follow you?
You can find me on Twitter at John Phenom.
Yep.
At Instagram on John's a Phenomenon.
Cool. Yeah, you don't want to keep it the same. That's for sure. You want to keep them guessing where you're at. Yeah, for sure.
Look, I'm not great at branding. I know that.
Okay, so John Phenom, Phenomenal. Is that what you
Phenomenon.
said? Phenomenon. Ooh,
Yeah,
what are you, a big?
It's a lyric from a Method Man song.
Which song? In Together, the one they did with Limp Bizkit?
No, I believe. Ooh.
Keep feeding ya.
No, what's your That's a good. This quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your preferred Method Man Limp Bizkit collabo? Is it that or is it a Rollin' Urban Assault Vehicle?
Okay, I only
We
like
had a
In
rapper
Together
in
now.
Iowa called Meth Head Man.
Is that real? I heard he was a real meth head actor too. That's not funny. Don't laugh at it.
Whatever. I did that joke for like 2 years.
I know, and that's what I'm telling you. It's not funny. Don't laugh at it. That's what I used to say when I followed him on stage. I'd be like, no! Go back. And then I'd do some fun stuff about, like, I don't know, my rod or something.
Jesus sucking himself off.
Jesus sucking himself off. You ever get on a stool and mime Jesus sucking his own dick for, 2 years?
That was my closer.
Me too, buddy. It was a good one. It was good, you know? It worked. God damn it. Okay.
I thought Billy Wagner was your closer.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Didn't we just...
Now it's Jairus Amelia.
Didn't he just die? Wasn't he the pastor that just passed away, Billy Wagner?
There was so much. Twitter that day
No,
was
he-
so funny because so many people thought the wrestler superstar Billy Graham had died.
Oh, that's funny.
So
That's
people were
hilarious.
just like, oh, he was such an influence.
That's hilarious.
Didn't Billy Wagner take a fucking comebacker to the face, though?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So
Only after the period. though. A
they don't
comebacker?
have- You don't have periods. In
That's when you poop in a condom. For the freezer.
Do you ever make up a
I
sex
thought
thing?
comebacker was when you start a website and be like, hey, after I get $100, I'm going to
Yeah.
jerk off.
I used to make
whatever.
up sex things
Edit
like that.
that out.
I mean, there's no way that's gonna happen. Actually that's gonna be the opener of the show too. I made up the Capri Sun. It's where you spend about
Capri Sun.
where you spend about a month jerking off into a Ziploc bag, and then you make your girlfriend drink it through a tiny yellow straw.
Oh, that's so gross.
You don't have to make your girlfriend. You can make anybody. Your
Yeah.
friend, your boyfriend, your lover, your friend's dad, whatever you're into. You know?
You guys ever do this where you take your Capri Sun after you've drank it,
Blowing
and,
it?
and you fill it up. Yeah, you blowing it until it's all big, and then you stomp on the Capri Sun, and then the straw.
Did the straw come shooting out?
Yeah. It's
What
pretty
about
fun.
with a Sunny Delight bottle? You set it on the floor when it's done, and you stomp on it, and that fucking lid goes and just flies off.
Ooh.
I always
all the way
liked-
out there.
I've always liked just having your can like sticking straight up, and then
Oh,
you-
me
and
too.
then you
That's
Just
the way I
waiting-
like to fuck.
Just waiting for somebody, right? Yeah. Yeah, face down, ass up.
You guys are fucking gross.
Okay, so John,
Yes.
we got John John Phenom on Twitter, John
John's,
Phenomenon on Instagram.
Yep.
You got your show, of course.
You'll have fun.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
You
We've got
produce
killer
other shows. Ream, where can the listeners find you? Thank you again, John. This has
Oh,
been
no
a great
problem. I'm
episode.
very happy.
So fun.
You can find me next door to the New York Stock Exchange daily as I build stuff, run pipe.
Do you think that's what I was
kick
fucking
it.
asking you?
Yeah.
Oh,
All
you
right,
run. Oh, you run pipe down there. You get
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
on the job.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I kick it, running pipe. Anyways,
I run trains.
That's how I fuck.
Reamcore.
Reamcore, R-A-M.
R-E-A-M.
K-O-R-E.
Type it into anything or don't, but that's all you'll find me.
Yeah, and you got the Memphis Comedy Festival coming up.
I do. March
Yeah,
8th
March
through
8th.
March 11th.
That's soon. That's very soon. That might
Yeah,
be,
it might even be... it
maybe
might have
it's already happened.
happened.
We don't know. Oh, look at that. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter at Patrick Hasty, Patrick-HASTIE. Instagram, the same thing, Patrick Hasty, patrickhasty.com. Instagram for the podcast, the Nostalgic Front podcast. You can do
Patreon.
Twitter, the Nostalgic Front. Patreon,
Oh,
Nostalgic
yeah.
Front.
That's where you can find us.
There's cool shit always popping up on Patreon, so go ahead and take a look at that. You can
Premium
Facebook.
content. Yeah, Facebook.
The Nostalgic
Instagram.
Front. Instagram.
Twitter.
Stitcher. If you're listening on Stitcher, here's what I'm going to ask you, because we're fairly new on there. If you're on Stitcher, leave us a review, a nice little positive 5-star thing. We got 1 or 2 on there, but it'd be nice to get some more.
tight.
I don't know how the process of
Me neither.
Stitcher works, but if you can give a review, give it.
Well, it's like you run the thread this way, and then you bring it back that way, and then you just keep crossing it until it's stitched.
And then I come.
And then, yeah.
All right.
In
That
between
sounds
periods.
good. Yeah, maybe.
That's a good spot to end.
That's a good spot to end. Well, it's a good spot to take a nap. Maybe have a sandwich. All right. Yeah. So, listeners, thank you so much. Tell your friends. Positive reviews on iTunes too. Please don't think I don't want those. I want some Apple Podcast positive reviews. Tell your friends to listen. Be cool. Never die. And remember, if you are not an NFer,
You're an MFer,
so get the fuck out of here. What a terrible fucking.
Welcome to BrainMachineNetwork.com.